Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be teaching you another beginner mini ramp trick, and today it is the Frontside Feeble stall. A super fun one, and I bet you can learn it really quick. Let's get it. So what is a frontside feeble stall? It's when you drop in on one side of the mini ramp, you approach the other quarter pipe and you turn front side, you go into a manual and your back truck is going to lock into the coping. You're gonna press down and pinch on the toe, and you're going to point with your front foot so that your front trucks land on the top of the deck. From there, you're gonna look over your front shoulder, lift back up in that manual position, and you're gonna go back down the quarter pipe regular. So like I said, this is a beginner mini ramp trick, but before you learn this trick, there's a few other things you wanna learn how to do first. And the first one is how to do a frontside kick turn on the mini ramp. The second trick you wanna learn how to do is a frontside rock and roll. And if you don't know how to do that trick, I've got a card at the top of this video. Make sure to check that out. Go watch that video, learn how to do a frontside rock and roll, come back, and then learn how to do this one. And the last trick you wanna learn how to do is a fakie Smith to regular. And that may seem kind of weird to learn that trick before a frontside feeble, but you need to have a good understanding of what it feels like to get your back truck onto the coping and then to go back into the ramp. I think this trick is the easiest one out of all the mini ramp tricks to learn what it feels like to get your back truck onto the coping and then go frontside back into the ramp. So to do this trick, you definitely wanna know where to put your feet, and I put my feet right here. So I put my front foot a little bit behind the front bolts right here, because all this foot does is point where you're gonna put your front truck up on the deck, and then my back foot goes right here, kind of in this pocket, because when I get up onto the deck, onto the ramp, my back foot, I'm gonna use a lot of pressure on my toe side so that I'm able to lock in. And then even when I turn and I go out, my front foot, all it does is guides it. So this is exactly where I put my feet. Hopefully this will help you do it as well. So to do this trick, another thing you really want to focus on is the lock-in of the trick. So when I do the trick, you're gonna go up and it's gonna be like this. So you're gonna manual up into it, and then all of your pressure is gonna be on your back foot right here, and you're gonna pinch with your toe so that you have this pinch right here, and that this will lock in. On the front truck, you're actually only wanting this wheel down on the deck, because when you're set up like this, your weight is still shifted back into the ramp, and that way when you do lift up and go in, it's a lot easier to do. Also, I love these wheels, the nano cubic wheels, because they have this little groove right here that makes it easier to lock in. If you don't know anything about these wheels, I did a video about that. I'll put that in a card up below. Check out the review of these wheels. I've been skating them, I love them. So to learn this trick, I would recommend finding a mini ramp that is a little bit smaller, maybe 2 foot or 3 foot, and pretty mellow. You're gonna drop in on the opposite side of the mini ramp. Make sure you have enough speed to get your back truck up onto the coping of the ramp. And as you approach the coping, you're gonna take the turn a little bit wider so that you don't have to focus on the 90-degree. You can go a little bit more at an angle to get that front truck up onto the deck. So as you get a little bit closer to the coping, you're gonna manual so that that front truck does not touch the coping, and you're gonna wait until you feel that back truck lock in on the coping. As soon as that happens, press down on your toe so that it pinches into place. That way you are in a stall position and you are ready to go. At the same time that you're doing that, with your front foot, you wanna lift up, but you also wanna point your toe so that it goes on top of the deck. The main thing that will help you have your body weight back into the ramp is if you look over your front shoulder with your head. You wanna keep your shoulders parallel to the coping. So it's gonna be similar to doing a frontside 50-50 or maybe even a frontside 5-0, but I think this one is a little bit easier because you have that front truck on top of the deck almost as a safety. So go up, press down on the toes of that back foot so that that pinch actually happens. Press forward with your front foot, and all you're gonna do is guide with that front foot. That's all it is. There's no pressure that needs to be there. This trick truly is all in your back foot. So point on that front toe so that your front truck goes up onto the deck, and you don't wanna have so much weight on the deck that your front truck is flat on the deck. Just like I showed you earlier, you really only wanna have that one wheel onto the deck so that your weight is distributed in a way that when you lift back up, you'll go right back into the ramp. So as you're sitting in this stall, if you're looking over your front shoulder, you'll notice as you start to go into a manual, because your head is already looking over your shoulder, you're going to immediately start turning that 90 degrees front side and to go back into the ramp. As soon as you feel the momentum shift and it's time for you to lift up and to go back into the ramp, you're going to go into a small manual And as your shoulders are turning back into the ramp, look at your front truck and make sure that it's able to clear the coping. As you see that front truck clear the coping, keep your head looking over your shoulders so that your eyes are seeing where your board wants to go. And as soon as that front truck goes over that coping, make sure to press down on that front foot with a little bit of pressure, release the pressure on the back foot where your toes have that pinch, bend your knees, and ride away. Biggest issues I see when trying to learn this trick, one is people will try to lock in not on their toe, but sometimes all the way up top here. And while you can do that, this feels more like a 50-50 or like a 5-0. So it might feel safer to you to get up to like this, but it's not the real motion of how you would do it. And when you try to learn this in a grind later, because you're so locked in, you're just gonna turn like this. Really, if you want to do the grind, you've got to make sure you're pinched on your toe and you have the one wheel down. That's what's gonna help you push through so that you can do the actual grind and go back in. The second thing I see that happens a lot with people that try to learn this trick is instead of keeping their shoulders parallel to the coping and like this, they will try to treat it like a rock to fakie. And when you do that, even if you're pinched here, you almost come to like here. And what can happen is you fall out of the trick instead of staying into the trick, or you end up here and you try to go back in. And this is a lot harder to do a full 180 and go back in than it would be to do it from this 90-degree angle and go back in. So when you do it, make sure that your shoulders are parallel to the coping. That way your body weight is still into the ramp. When you lift up, all you have to do is bend your knees and it just goes right back in for you. So like I said, this is a beginner mini ramp trick, but once you learn it, it's one that you can do pretty consistently, and it is super fun when you're able to learn how to grind it as well. So make sure to learn this one and then take it to your local mini ramp. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped you learn how to do a frontside feeble stall on a mini ramp. If it did help you and you did learn this trick, please comment that down below. Or if you know another trick tip that you think will help someone learn this trick, make sure to comment that down below as well. Please like this video if you really do like this content, and subscribe to our YouTube channel because I'm gonna be doing some more mini ramp trick tips just like this one. So if you have a trick tip idea, please comment that down below. And we have some other videos right here on the screen. Make sure to check those out. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.